is All-Star time. Well, was All-Star time.
Was.
Were. The best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. Good old Ric Flair there.
Whoa! A little woo action.
Yeah, exactly.
Wake you up, woo. Be a cool alarm sound.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Actually, I have that as a ring. I have that as a text tone, I think.
Probably not the best thing for your heart to wake up to, but hey.
Oh, boy. This is also an end of an era for NASCAR, too. We are moving into the digital age. But, yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick recap on. We'll go with trucks first. Our winner was Chandler Smith. Took advantage of an overtime win. This is all coming kind of J-Skis, putting it on there with some of their facts. Chandler Smith got his second victory and 7th top 10 this year. Lane Riggs second, posted his second top 10, finished in 2 races. 4th in 2025. Ankrum posted second top 10, finished in 3 races at North Wilkesboro. Average speed was 90.57, 42 yellow flag laps.
It's a lot.
7 lead changes. 4 drivers, 6 cautions for 42 laps. Heim time, still running. Got the pole, dominated 162 laps. Lost it on overtime. So, I mean, he's still... I think he's your favorite, I think, right now to win the championship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there's not much to talk about that. Kyle Busch ran the race. Sammy Smith, they were top 10. Daniel Hemrick's putting a good showing on for his drop down, for lack of a better term. And then moving on into our All-Star race. Didn't watch so much of it. I did hear that Breakhard was talking about this. Ryan Preece ended up getting a line violation, a choose line violation, because he claimed he couldn't see the choose line. And they showed a picture of it, and you couldn't see it. They ended up repainting it before Sunday's race.
Wow.
It was wild. Yeah, it was.
Was it just not contrasting color enough? I didn't see this.
I think it got rubbered up so much, and kind of, you know how like when you're on the interstate and they kind of like paint over it to gray it out. Yeah, I think it ended up looking like that.
And it's not something they have an issue with at other tracks, I guess, or like what? Why was it especially here? Not.
Huh. Well, this one's still fairly virgin track.
Yeah, it's like what, a year old at this point, or 2 years old, something like that.
No, a year. They didn't the first All-Star race. They didn't repave it yet. I think they just fixed it. They didn't repave it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's around that.
Huh.
And I'm assuming because of the flatness, maybe the compound of the tires, versus where you run other places.
Yeah.
Probably just caused it to.
Yeah.
So, going into the Cup Series, Xfinity didn't run. Gragson got the fan vote, which was pretty cool. Noah Gragson got the fan vote.
If I was wrong, he was out because of a lawsuit thing, wasn't he? Wasn't he the one that had the accusations or something?
No.
Who was that? Was there something they said on like Instagram or something, and then like they got in trouble and then they fought it and then they came back? I thought it was Gragson.
How far are we talking back?
Like within the last 2 years.
Yep. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was one of the guys that
he got suspended for a while, right?
He got suspended.
It's just kind of ironic. You go from being kicked out of NASCAR to being fan vote.
Yeah. So he got
both ends of the spectrum.
Right. Exactly. He got suspended because he put a George Floyd meme out.
I remember it was something. It was from like years ago too. It wasn't even like a current
post. Yeah,
it was 5-year-old post or something like that.
Yeah. It was. Maybe it wasn't
Yeah.
George Floyd meme, but it was something similar to that.
Yeah,
Maybe it was
something along
reposted
those-
because of Floyd.
But I remember he was out for a season or longer than that, maybe even. It doesn't really matter, but I just thought it was ironic you go from being
Right. Right. Exactly.
kicked out to fan vote.
Let's see if I can find it real quick. The race itself on Sunday, I was slightly bored of it.
I think the most entertaining part was probably the interview at the end with the old 2-2.
You fail to mention that Michael Waltrip dropped the yellow flag onto the track.
Oh, I didn't
during
see
the
that
promoter's
either.
caution.
I didn't watch the whole race.
Yeah.
Oh man, leave it to Michael.
Yeah.
He's a trip.
Mm-hmm.
I do love his interviews down pit row. He's funny. He just runs down he's always out of breath trying to talk to people, and
Right.
there was just chilling, sitting on the wall, or just talking with the other guy. He's all out of breath, asking them questions. I gotta go. Keep moving.
Right. Or when he dropped the taco. This one's been going around when he dropped the taco on Denny's car.
He's a trip. He's a funny TV personality, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. So he liked a post in 2023. Liking a racially insensitive social media post is how it's going on. And so he got indefinitely suspended by NASCAR.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. It had to do with George Floyd.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
And then here we are, fan vote.
Yeah, fan voted in. Suspended by Legacy Motor Club, indefinitely suspended by NASCAR on August 5th. Like in the post, August 10th, they announced Gragson requested a release from his contract so he could focus on the reinstatement process. Said that the RISE recommendation, Gragson being reinstated after he completed his diversity inclusion training. I hate all this word, diversity and inclusion. I think that does not need to be with a lot of this stuff. Just don't call anybody the N-word if you're white. Don't talk about lynching people. It's kind of easy to not do the stuff that's not around. So, yeah, it only took him a few months to come back to it.
Yeah.
So it was, I've got to go through these checks. I'm trying to find another article to get a little bit more detail on it. But anyway, yeah, I didn't think it was that great of a race going all the way through it. Other people, I think they said they had, 18 lead changes among 8 drivers and 5 cautions. A lot of what I saw was just jockeying for position back and forth.
Yeah.
Hendrick Motorsports was up there, up top. Then the Ford of Logano, and then Christopher Bell. Those were the major players all night.
Yeah.
Were those. Chevrolet won the Manufacturers Showdown, which I think it has to deal with everybody, how each manufacturer finishes as a whole. So anyway, race consisted, it was 250 laps. I think it was 218 is when Michael Waltrip threw the promoter's caution. He had until 225 to throw it. The people that advanced the All-Star race were Hocevar and John Hunter Nemechek on the winning of their open races. Then the fan vote, as we talked about, was Gragson. Logano led most of the laps, 9 laps remaining. Bell took the lead. And this is where it gets to like what you were talking about. Watching it, Bell bumped him a little bit.
Yeah.
And moved him out of the way and went. That's racing.
Yeah,
Logano apparently got his, underwear in a bunch and complained about it.
Mm-hmm.
And made a comment to the fact of, if I were up there again, I'd put him out there. It's like, no crap, you would put him out there because that's the way you race. You race pretty dirty.
Yeah.
He's very hypocritical about a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's the same thing with what everybody's saying about Kyle Busch and Hocevar with the middle finger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of ironic that Kyle Busch is the one telling everybody that they shouldn't be doing the middle finger.
Right.
So, yeah, I think if it was the case, Logano would have did exactly what he did to Truex back in, what was that, 18, or almost wrecked him at Martinsville. And I mean, he came out and cried and complained about it too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was to the effect that even Freddie Kraft called him out. So, with that being said, ChatGPT is going to join us here on what I'm going to read. I want spicier. So I told ChatGPT to roast Joe Logano. Joe Logano drives like he's got a bedtime and he's trying to make it home before the streetlights come on. The man's got more bump drafts than a shopping cart with one wobbly wheel. They call him sliced bread, but lately he's been looking more like crust crust no wants. He talks about racing smart, but sometimes it feels like his crew chief is just Google Maps screaming, recalculating every other lap. In those post-race interviews, Joey sounds like he's narrating a bedtime story with all the intensity of a lukewarm cup of tea. But hey, credit where credit's due. Logano's still one of the few drivers who can make both fans and other drivers mad at the same time. That takes talent.
That's right.
And then they go through this one. This one's perfect for Logano. Joe Logano drives like he's trying to unlock achievements in a demolition derby simulator. The man races like he's allergic to mirrors, and if you're behind him, good luck. If you're beside him, say goodbye to your quarter panel. They call him sliced bread because he peaked way too early and now he's just getting stale.
Oh, jeez.
If Joey's racing IQ were any lower, he'd need a spotter just to find his own pit box. But hey, give that guy credit. He's consistently causing chaos, consistently getting bored, and somehow consistently finding his way into the playoffs like NASCAR's version of a plot twist no one asked for. Good old ChatGPT.
Love it.
Roasting Joey Logano. Yeah.
Yep.
We got one of the big races coming up.
Yeah, big weekend.
Big weekend. It is the Holy Grail, if you want to call it that, for auto racing enthusiasts.
The Triple Crown.
Triple Crown. If only it would be so cool if you could. I mean, you would be so like
physically not able to.
Yeah, especially with the time zone changes.
Space-time continuum.
Yeah, so we'll get you into your weekend schedule here real quick, and then we'll go into some of the other stuff, the other news that happened. We have ARCA coming out, practice and qualifying Friday. Not on TV, not on radio. Truck Series practice qualifying on FS2, 3:35 Eastern. Then they're going to do one qualifying lap. ARCA's got their General Tire 150, 100 laps. That's going to be at 6 o'clock on FS1. And then the Truck Series North Carolina Education Lottery 200s, 134 laps on FS1 at 8:30. So that one's probably going to be running until like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
With all the wrecks. Xfinity practice and qualifying, one lap qualifying starting at 11:05 on Saturday on CW. Normal Cup Series practice and qualifying on Prime as it's always been this year. One lap on qualifying. Then we have our BetMGM 300, 200 laps starting at 4:30 on CW. And then we have the ARCA Menards West Series. Colorado 150 is going to be out there running. I don't know what track that is. I'm assuming it's in Colorado, but 150 laps. That's going to be at 10 p.m. on Flow Racing. And then we get into our Holy Grail triple threat, whatever you want to say, get away from everybody else in the family and watch racing all day. we have Formula One's going to be at Monaco, 78 laps on ABC at 9 o'clock Eastern. IndyCar is at Indianapolis 500, 200 laps, 12 noon on Fox. And then the big one, which will segue us into some of our news that we have, the Coke 600, 400 laps starting at 6 p.m. at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Prime has it. Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime has put in a lot of money.
A lot.
Recently. Between hockey.
Yeah.
Between football. And between everything. I mean, now you got NASCAR.
Yep. And not just broadcast stuff. They're doing like documentaries. They're doing
right.
Like everything.
There's supposed to be a Dale Senior documentary coming out as well too.
Some of it's already out. Is it the 22nd?
Okay. No.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And then I think more the 29th.
Okay.
Statue, I guess, is in Kannapolis now.
Yes. Statue's there. This is big for NASCAR fans that have been complaining about missing important events within the race live because of the fact that Amazon came out and pretty much said we are not running full screen commercials.
Yeah, it's
big.
That's a lot of that's money there. That's where it all comes in, marketing,
right?
Sponsored like TV commercials and So to be able to do that, they're definitely investing in a different style broadcast.
So I read that NBC Sports is going to be handling the activities on producing everything, and then it's just going to be going on. Prime's going to handle the distribution, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Another big thing Prime has came out and said is we want our, and this is another, I mean, honestly, this is another stab at Fox, if you ask me. They pretty much said we want all of our people there.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing, you guys are going to the track. And Fox, once 2020 hit, they saw this as an open door to come in, and we're going to leave the people in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So it's that. Then they have the big race in Mexico City. We're going international for the first time in a while.
Yep.
International. Then we got AWS, which if you've seen anything with football, I think I haven't seen too much of it on hockey, but I haven't watched a hockey game on Prime. But with football, it's kind of cool because they can do all the tracking and things like that.
Yeah.
So to put that out there and to allow that, I think that it's just big, real big. And then you have your naysayers of everything with that. With that being said, you have your complainers saying, oh, we got to get something else, blah, 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 blah. But as you had mentioned before we started, there's a 30-day free trial. And I read somewhere that it's 28 days between Coke 600 and Pocono. Okay. And those are the 4 races that they're running.
Yeah, that was a smart marketing campaign.
Mm-hmm. So you got that. Everything I've seen says more people have Prime memberships than they do cable TV.
Yeah.
It's not the NFL, because the NFL comes out, and if you want to watch every single NFL race,
that'd be something.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Linebackers running track and field.
That would be fun. Or they get in a car, like that Dell Jr. commercial. You remember that one?
Yeah.
They play the game. It's like going to be $1,500 a year to watch every single one of the games.
Yeah.
Depending on, because it's between Prime and between YouTube TV.
Mm-hmm.
There was something else too.
Peacock involved at all?
No, Peacock is not involved. And then there was something else that stuck out that I can't remember off the top of my head. It'll come to me afterwards. But it was just how much money breakdown. It was wild.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
With that being said, I think NASCAR's moving in the right direction. I'll say this. I'll give them enough rope to hang themselves. I mean, I know that's probably a faux pas statement nowadays, but let's see what happens. Everybody's moving to digital.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's MLB where you can watch everybody complains about Apple TV's broadcast crew being horrendous. So it'll be interesting to see it. I think it's going to be better than most people think.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already been running the practice.
Yeah.
I think qualifying too. Yeah. It's just been Mike Joy and that crew. I'm kind of happy to see them go away. They were slightly frustrating. Mike Joy is actually running a race with his son soon.
Huh.
Some kind of classic car race.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Boyer in the box. I think he does a good job with. I remember he did some like interviews with different drivers, like during the week, like offset, like just like park bench interviews with them. And I thought he was really good with that stuff. Yeah, I don't like him in the box.
I think what hurts him in the box, it's not him. It's the fact that the production crew is not keeping up with him.
The control.
Yeah, where he sees something and holy moly, it's like he's like, oh, let's go back and do it, and it's either going to take a while to rewind it. Yeah. Which I mean,
he's got good ideas, but he's limited. He's like handicapped by
right, and he doesn't know how to handle that. It seems like because Dale Jr. had mentioned that about that, and then it changed.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then
he's pretty funny. Like I said, his interviews are great. Like a lot of stuff he does a good job with some of it, but his like Sunday during the race is just the performance it's not great. It's just
I wonder if it would have been better if he's not with Harvick.
Yeah.
If Harvick is
like if it was him and Dale.
Or just him and somebody else.
Yeah.
McMurray or something. And you know what? Speaking of all this too, I have to give crap points to Fox. Josh Sims was out there doing pre-race.
Yeah.
Did an excellent job. And this is the first time they're using him in this situation.
Yeah.
Other ones, they have him sitting there on the on pit road interviewing people and things like that. Like, this dude ran the pre-race, ran it and commanded it well.
Yeah.
Handled himself well, everything. And it's, in my book, it's poo-poo for Fox for not putting him in that position earlier.
Yeah.
Because, the beginning of last year, and I guess he was on there the year before, you could tell he was still trying to get his feet under him.
Yeah.
And now he's got his feet under him. He's doing well, and they should have given him the opportunity to do it, and they didn't until the last race, which I think is very disappointing. And shoot, you're trying to, Fox, NASCAR, they're trying to go for that demographic.
Yeah.
Use them.
Yeah.
You have a knowledgeable guy that knows the racing, use it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the big takeover with the racing stuff. The other thing that I was thinking about when we were talking about the replays, the question I have is, are there replay people in the production truck or are they remote? Right. And I say that because NCAA, and I think NFL does too, they hire replay people and they can do it remotely from their house.
Oh, really?
Like, they have a feed over the internet, and I guess they're running the panel in the truck.
Huh.
And they have the controls and doing it.
You could probably get, I'm just spitballing here, but you probably get a higher quality, like say employee, like someone that really knows what they're doing, that doesn't want to travel all the time.
Right.
With the technology available, you can give someone who's really good at their job the opportunity to also do, you maybe not want to go to Phoenix and then to Charlotte and then back to Vegas. It's like, I don't want to travel like that. Like, I'm an IT guy. I'm a video guy. Like, I don't need to be traveling all the time. If you could do
Right.
your job remotely or through the, they talk about the race teams have their, what do they call their
Like a
room?
command center type thing. Yeah.
You
Right.
could get a lot, like different people have different situations at home, different home situations. Different. It's like not everybody wants to go live on the road for 5 months of the year.
And that argument is why I say if you're going to suspend somebody like a crew chief,
Yeah.
they need to not be permitted on the building property.
Yeah.
Because they just go to the command center and they tell the guy on the box what to do.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
useless.
and it's like for me, I think, I don't know where they come up with some of the penalties, but I feel like sometimes the penalties are so excessive. Like,
yeah.
we've talked about different events that have happened before, like, Keselowski loses a lug nut at 160 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh well, like, no big deal. Don't do that. Don't do that again.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have someone that, like, loses a tire, but it stays in the wheel well, or, like, these situations are like, whoa, this is a safety issue. And it's like, come on, guys. Like, let's get practical with this. Like,
it's silly.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know if it's going to change anytime soon or not.
Joey, like, literally threatened to say, like, if he got close enough, he was going to wreck somebody. Like, if you're walking down the street or driving down the road, that's assault. Like,
yeah.
Let's get it together here. Like,
right.
I don't know.
It's I mean, you want some of that, like,
drama,
but at the same time, but see, like, even with that, I don't like the idea of, like, Austin Dillon sitting there trying to throw somebody under the bus. He almost wrecked me or something like that. And it's like, no, he didn't. You're just in a sour mood because you got knocked out.
But I guess I was getting to the point of just like, yeah, you get one penalty of, like, something that's not super crazy. Oh, crew chief's calling for 2 races or whatever. It's like,
yeah,
okay. And then they just go back to their control room and just run it anyway. It's like, it's kind of outdated. Like,
well,
the technology hasn't kept up with, like, the penalties haven't kept up with technology.
Right. Well, this goes to the idea with the Buescher thing. Well, Chris Buescher back at Kansas got penalized.
Yeah.
They're appealing that penalization. Or even looking at IndyCar over the last weekend during qualifying. The attenuator, I had to look up what that was. That's that little last. I don't know if you know, that's that little thing where, like, the light sits in the back of the car.
Okay.
It's like safety crash zone stuff, whatever.
Gotcha. Yep.
Well, it wasn't blended properly. I guess that's got to meet some, I don't know.
Gotcha.
They didn't, in my opinion, they didn't do a good enough job of showing what it is. And they just show a picture and you're like, what the heck is this? I'm looking at the back of a car.
Yeah.
And Tim Cindric, Austin's dad, who runs the IndyCar operations,
Okay.
was saying the one, I think it was the 12 car, passed inspection. 2 car was going through inspection and did not meet inspection. Well, they looked over at the 12 car. 12 car had the same issue. So they pulled both of them.
Huh.
And Newgarden's car didn't have that issue. I think it was Newgarden's car. The other car didn't have the attenuator issue, and it was something to do with, like, the way it was welded or something, or fused, that it wasn't blended right. I guess it was more an aero thing. I don't know.
Huh.
I haven't seen. Anyway, they kicked them back to starting with the last, and they fined Penske $100,000.
Yeah.
So Penske's paying Penske $100,000.
Nice.
Because I'm pretty sure Roger owns IndyCar. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. You got the big thing coming up with Larson running the double.
Yep.
Is he going to
Weather permitting?
Weather permitting. I did not check the weather yet.
I didn't either.
At Indianapolis. I'm not even going to worry about that right now. Maybe we'll do a little mini update a bit later on.
Weekend prep recap.
Right. So, I mean, you have that. He qualified, I think, 20th or something.
Yeah.
But he ran practice 11th.
What did he finish last year? 18th? Something like that?
Somewhere around there. And that was something to do with a poor pit.
Yes, because I think he qualified like 5th.
Yeah,
and ran top 10, I think, most or some of the race. And then, like, 3/4 the way through the race, something happened and ended up putting him back in the bee's nest.
Yeah.
Not really, but.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember what it all.
Put him back in the lily pads.
I know it was a pit accident. Pit road woes.
Yeah,
kind of channeling our inner Corey LaJoy.
That's right.
Indianapolis, Indiana. We are going for Sunday. Cloudy. Should be good to go. No rain in the forecast.
That's fine.
And then let's see what Charlotte Motor Speedway has. Charlotte, North Carolina shows cloudy.
Should be good to go.
Yeah, so we'll see if he can do it. That's going to be the big one. We'll see if he can pull it through and at least start it. And Allgaier, again, is the alternate. So we have, that's something to pop up. But we got to think about it, too. They have it now that if he doesn't make it, he doesn't get in a waiver for this or whatever.
I think it's crazy, honestly.
I kind of get it at the same time. You're giving special treatment to somebody. And it seems like it's always Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah. I just feel like, I don't know. Otherwise, you earned your way into the playoffs, but over a technicality. You know what I mean? Like,
well, he could still earn his way into the playoffs because he's got to win.
Yeah.
So he's in. It's just he loses the points for this race, or some. I can't remember how it equals out. But I'm pretty sure since he's got to win, he can still make it in. This is more or less for somebody that is lower level, fighting for a position, and it doesn't pan out.
Yeah. Maybe I misunderstood the ruling or how the waivers and stuff all works, because I was thinking that, like, he can't. I don't know. I guess that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. He couldn't win the championship because of the, like, not getting a waiver for it. Like, you can race, but you're not eligible for championship.
Right.
Like top 12, top 8. Like, you can't advance through the system. But I could be wrong.
That's a good question.
Something we might have to look into a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
There's so much cross. It's just like, it's funny how it's just business, but they'll take an event that's maybe not like, what was it a couple weeks ago? It was like, just like the gender thing with like marketing like crazy, and then like off-track incidents that they're like making big deals about so that they can market, get the views up on stuff. It's like they want to take all the good from these dramatic situations, but they don't want to like make it fair for everybody. Like all the publicity, all the cross racing stuff that they're talking about, all the media that goes with it, and then they're like, you can't get a waiver for playoffs. It's like, okay, like,
well, where you were going with that was Catherine Legg and the female thing.
Yep.
But then they're fumbling it with, or ARCA is at least, with Cletus McFarlane.
Yeah.
You have this huge name YouTube guy.
That's what I was thinking of.
And you're going to slap him on the wrist for all this stuff when he doesn't know it. And then you're hurting. People could see that wrong, like, oh, you're going after this guy just because he's a big name star.
Yeah.
Like the last thing he got fined for with not having the safety equipment on. That was because Fox was sitting there talking to him when they were still doing about to do start your engines.
Yeah.
What do you want him to do?
Yeah. Because they're trying to market him being there.
Exactly.
So they want the good, but they also want to find the bad.
Right.
I was like, okay. Like, they just became too much of a money-hungry corporation. The broadcast is just like, oh, yeah, the Toyota side by side, blah, 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 blah. Like, how much is Toyota paying for that segment? Like,
Yeah.
it's all money, money, money.
Yeah, it is.
They don't really care about production or the end result anymore. They just, what looks good enough to keep people coming back, but
right. Well,
make the most amount of money.
That stuck out. The biggest that it sticks out for me was when Mike Joy didn't even know what lap they were on at Bristol.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, he's coming. Oh, wait, he already finished." Like, what? Wake up, dude.
Yeah. Whatever.
So that
we're
was
not gonna fix all the problems tonight.
No, and they don't pay us enough.
Wait, you get paid?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, right. Other news, Cletus is running at Charlotte. That was something big that got noticed. I think it was last week.
Yeah.
It came out. We talked about the 17 car appealing the violations at Kansas. Jimmy Johnson's going to be running the Coke 600, and so is Connor Zilich. He's back.
Jenny. Jimmy Johnson's back.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson and the next latest and greatest.
Yeah. Yep. He's back from his back injury.
Yep.
Jimmy's gonna. What's the over and under on this? He's probably gonna wreck out. How many laps were you running again? 400. Lap 1. Well, okay, so we'll go lap 150. Or no, we'll make it even. 200 over or under. He's gonna wreck out. You think?
I don't know. I guess it depends on where he pulls.
He's gonna be the back.
If he's in the bee's nest, then
he's not even in the bee's nest. He's gonna be the bee poop. Gonna be flat papping him.
He's in the honey pot.
Yeah. He's got Winnie the Pooh's hand already sitting there grabbing the honey. He's stuck to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say before 200.
Yeah, I think so too. Jimmy ain't got it. I think this is sorry, Jenny. This is a proof that
it's
HMS
too hard to cheat anymore.
HMS played a role in it. And if you don't believe me, go back and listen to Dale Jr. download with what's his name? One of the older racers. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. They talked about the mystery cautions. And it was just like, boom, wide open. Oh, you're actually guys talking about this now? You're not going to get in trouble? What?
They still have mystery cautions.
Yeah.
There's one Sunday.
Yeah. Well, that was a promoter caution. That was a little bit of a different...
Little mysterious.
A little mysterious. If you ask Ryan Blaney, he thinks it was done on purpose.
Yeah.
And then you go...
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah. But then...
I had my metal colander on my head when I said that.
Yeah, exactly. I just stick to the aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Or the let me pull my Southern out tin foil. Yeah, no, it's... I mean, you call... I was throwing a fit. Not really, but like I think it was. Yeah, I was crying about it. I guess it was Sunday. There was like crap on the track, and they didn't throw a caution.
Yeah,
and it's like you let them. No, it was at Kansas. There's crap all over the track, and you're not throwing a caution.
Yeah.
Yet you're okay.
Well, who was it? Willie B blew his tire up. He like had tire pieces going everywhere. Yeah. Slides into pit road.
Yeah. Oh, we're okay. We're okay, guys. This is fine. This is a dumpster fire.
Let's just keep on like normal.
Yeah.
The golden numbers. They had to check the doors, see what number it was, and to figure out what they were going to decide. Right.
Rick Hendricks over there. Don't you dare throw that caution.
He's got a veto button. It's got to go through him before they can throw cautions.
Right. It wouldn't put it past. I would not be surprised. It goes
back. They send it out and he pushes it back. It disappears.
Oh, I guess that's not a caution. Oh, boy. Yeah, so, I mean, that covers everything else. Other big news is we have our 3 people that were elected to the Hall of Fame. We have Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, and Ray Hendricks. Those are our 3 guys. I think Harry Gant's very... with all the crap that he had to go through in the past, to come back now and be able to do that. I believe it was Harry Gant that I'm thinking of. It was either Harry Gant or it was, what's his name? I can't think of it off the top of my head. There's another guy that went through a lot of crap too. That, no, it wasn't Harry Gant. There's the other guy. I can't think of it. And I keep saying the other guy. He was on Dale Jr. Download talking about like running cocaine and he didn't even know it.
Huh.
Yeah, he would run cocaine in his boat.
Whoa.
And then he got caught. It was, I can't.
That's not mine, man. It's on my pants.
Oh man, I can't think of that guy's name.
This ain't my boat.
Right.
It's my friends.
Yeah. Let me pull it up. See if I can pull it up real quick.
If you've ever watched any of the TV shows like Cops or Live PD.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not mine. These are my friends.
Right.
It's my friend's pants.
NASCAR driver, cocaine. Wow, NASCAR crew chief driver died of cocaine back in 2019.
Oh.
I'm trying to find it.
Kale
Drug
Yarbrough.
smuggling ring.
Is it Kale?
No, this was in 1982. Running the Carolina mountains has become sophisticated, authorities say. Gary Ballou, or I think that's how you say his name. He's the one that got caught with cocaine and stuff. Because Jeremy Mayfield's another one of these that they planted crap on him. Yeah. And like he came out and openly said it.
Yeah.
And nobody would support him, and now they're talking about it. Like, they ruined that man's career. Gary Ballou, I think he kind of knew that he was doing it, but didn't know.
Yeah. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. Included 2 drivers in last Sunday's Daytona 500 most treated. Gary Ballou of Fort Lauderdale and William Joseph Harvey of Rome, Georgia. Yeah, it was pretty wild hearing the story about it from Gary's mouth on what happened with that. But go find that on Dale Jr. Download like 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up the news, everything going on.
Yep. Not a lot of news out of this weekend coming up.
Yeah, there should be
a lot of stuff going on.
Before we end with a comedic, we're changing things around. Comedic, and we'll change over to a little bit of other sports too. But paint scheme. You have your
I don't know.
Josh's paint scheme corner.
There was a lot of good ones. A lot of American flag based.
Yeah, with Memorial Day coming up.
I'm trying to think who was been my favorite. There was some pretty cool ones, even up through like numbers, 0 through 10. There was 2 or 3 that kind of stuck out. I'm trying to think whose I liked the most. Chastain's was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, there's almost too many that I liked. I don't know if I could pin one, but
okay.
Any of the American flag based schemes, like not even just flags, just like coloring schemes with branding, but it just ties in really nicely. Elliott doesn't have a gold car this week. It's a red, white, and blue-ish style deal, and I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I was looking through them, and I think there was probably 8 or 10 of them that I liked. So
yeah, all right.
Yeah, nothing. None of them stood out special, but a lot of cool ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe we can bring back the paint scheme review.
Might have to for this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Get that video. Talk about comedy.
Yeah. We also have some
10 out of 7.
Yeah. We also got some more comedy that needs to be edited and posted too about a certain Sprite challenge.
Oh yeah. That's
sitting on the computer's hard drive right now.
Yeah. I know of at least one person that wanted to see it.
Yeah. I could figure out who that would have been.
That was fun.
All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna end our NASCAR section of this. Well, first of all, we'll end because one of these is pretty funny, so we'll end this latter. So let's switch over again like we did last time. Hockey playoffs. Who cares about basketball playoffs right now? It's been pretty impressive, I think. Watching Edmonton and Dallas today as we record this, watch Dallas come back from a 2-goal deficit
Yeah.
to win it by 3.
It's home ice advantage.
Yeah.
The crowd is with them tonight.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Not to say you can't do it, but it's a lot harder to do it when you're in someone else's place.
Well, you say that, and Florida did it last night in Carolina.
Yeah.
So
They're pretty much the same state anyway. East Coast. Same mentality. It's all sand. Crocodiles.
sand, crocodile. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, you can do it. You can have games in other places, but when it comes to playoff time, I mean, yeah, fans are just it's intense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's impressive to watch, see how many fans are in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I've made the comment before that if Dallas can command that many fans for hockey, I have no doubt that Houston, who's been vying for a spot, can have that many fans.
Yeah.
It just, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like to see, we'll see what goes on.
Yeah.
In the next few
really high
days.
intensity.
Yes, very high.
Maybe I'm just forgetting because it's been a year, but the pieces of the playoffs and games that I've seen is just like really, really fast. Really,
yeah.
the skills just it's a really good. There's no like blowouts. It doesn't seem like it's just like everyone's pretty fairly you know evenly matched, and it's just really good games.
It's not like the first round, I think it was, of the NBA playoffs where you had like teams winning by 20 or 30 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
which in basketball is a fair amount.
Yes, a lot. Yeah, exactly. But so
now really good watching so far.
Yeah.
For hockey.
But yeah, I think so. Definitely worth watching if you're not watching it. So yeah, that's our quick little thing. Dallas is up 1-0 in the series, and Florida's up 1-0 in the series. Just to kind of give you a rundown. And
that would be conference finals then, right?
Correct.
Yep.
So this is going
to
for
the
the
final
cup.
Series of 7 after that.
Yeah, and I still think it's hilarious that Canada's been pushing all these commercials about we miss you, Lord Stanley.
Oh, yeah.
Please come back.
Yeah.
I mean, Stanley Cup hasn't been in Canada since the mid-'90s, I think it is, if I remember correctly.
Hanging out in Toronto at the museum.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll squeeze it off here. We know that this is a fan favorite. So we'll go through a couple of these here. We're in the comedy corner. We got to come up with.
Now, when you say fan favorite, you mean there's one person that enjoys this section? Okay, fan favorite.
Fan favorite.
Got it. One of our fans' favorite. Everybody else, I'm sorry.
I don't know. Some of these are pretty funny.
Okay, we'll see. I haven't read them.
I don't know. We need to start coming up with, especially whenever we get more advanced with videos, we got to start coming up with like different bumper things for paint scheme corners.
We might need to make like a like an email of some sort, like a free Gmail that if people have jokes or like facts or something that they want to like.
Clear's got the phone number they call in. Yeah, we should do that.
Like something that people could email in, like facts or jokes or just different things.
Some people, you mean a specific certain person, you can go ahead and call them out.
Our fan.
Yeah, the fan. The fan.
The fan.
The fan.
Our fan section could fit in this room with us.
Very much so. Not for long, though. We're going to turn that around here in the next 6 months.
That's right.
Yeah. We're going to open it up.
That's right.
All right. Charlotte Motor Speedway is the only place where home field advantage just means crashing in front of your entire family.
No.
This is the one that I like. Now, these are ChatGPT Charlotte ones, so they have some Roval stuff sprinkled in here. It's called the Roval now, but it's basically a road course drawn by a drunk toddler with a crayon. That one's my favorite so far. Charlotte's night race tradition is cool because nothing says family fun like watching $1 million race cars try to drift through turn 4 like it's a Fast and Furious audition. It includes the 84, causing pileups.
That's right. That's why he wears black paint most of the time, so you don't see him.
Yeah. If your race car survives roval without hitting the wall, spinning out, or catching fire, NASCAR should hand out a medal, or at least a therapist.
You did it. You made it to the end. It's a survival race.
Yeah. Here's your couch to go lay on and talk about the issues. Charlotte Motor Speedway, the only place where staying out on old tires turns into a live-action insurance commercial. That's very ironic. Pausing and thinking about that with Denny Hamlin and his new sponsor, blowing up, wrecking, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. The Coke 600 is NASCAR's longest race because why watch a movie or read a book when you can watch people go in circles for 4 straight hours and still have no idea who's going to win?
Love it.
Charlotte and May, come for the racing, stay for the drivers melting like grilled cheese in the cockpit. And then last but not least, the infield at Charlotte during a race weekend is like a tailgate, a county fair, and a Florida man convention rolled into one. They could have gotten rid of that one. Florida man convention. I don't get that one. ChatGPT, you're drunk. Go home.
I was listening to something. What was it? It might have been on Dale's. I guess his personal podcast or the one he does with his wife.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, and they're doing a segment called like Real or Fake about Florida. And it was like legitimately you couldn't tell if these articles were fake or real. But the one day I heard like 8 articles and they were all true. And it was like Florida man does this, and they were like, oh, I don't know, that sounds crazy. There's no way that's real. For sure, all of them were real articles about like real things that happened. But just like Florida man does this, Florida man does that is so funny.
There you go. That makes sense now. Now if anybody wants to sponsor us for a campsite at Dover,
feel free by there today.
There's free to
plenty
contact
of space
us
right now.
Yeah,
it's wide open.
Feel free to contact us.
They got the monster lit up in green.
Do they?
Yeah.
Nice.
But no, it's a ghost town right now.
Yeah. But, is it July? They'll be out there. Yeah,
the premier reserved camping. $5,000 for the weekend.
Yeah, or if you just want to, get us
T-shirts,
decent tickets. Forget about T-shirts. Decent tickets. We'll bring the camera.
I wasn't sure what level we were going for.
No, we're not dropping that far down.
Yeah, okay. We're somewhere in between then.
Yeah,
not $5,000 camp weekend. Not T-shirts. We're looking for just like tickets where you can see cars go in a circle.
Cars go in a circle. We can talk about it.
Nice.
During cars going around in a circle.
Nice.
So what is it? Speedway Motorsports. If you're listening, if anybody's listening, that has disposable income that wants to have a nice tax write-off.
That's right.
Let us know. We'll only pay you like $1 for it, and you can give us the rest as a tip.
That's right.
For being such a great show.
It's great. If you don't smile, I'll give your money back.
Yeah, right.
Fortunately, it's a free show.
So you get your money back already. I'll give you a tip. Don't take any wooden nickels. There's your tip. All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the other side of
one day early this week.
Yes, it will be out one day early. So we will let everybody know that, hopefully. If it doesn't fall
they'll
through.
Find it. Everyone's subscribed. We know they get updates.
Yeah, they get the flags.
Yeah.
I mean, our
who doesn't?
Our number 2 fan, Mrs. Jimmy Johnson, she probably gets them all the time.
She probably does.
Yeah. So
she's ready. She's ready to throw the AirPods in and hit the mower.
Yeah, right. Run over a fox. Did we say that out loud? Yes. Yes, we did.
Accidentally.
Mm-hmm. Wink, wink. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Yep.
Extended weekend. Enjoy it.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yep. Take care.